and Mo, Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo. They tell you what they know.
Do it for Deuce and Mo. Deuce and Mo. Hey. Do it for Deuce and Mo. When it comes to the Kings, it's my favorite show. Do it for Deuce and Mo. Deuce and Mo. Hey. Do it for Deuce and Mo. When it comes to the Kings. Big hopes and dreams as we cover our kings. Never cover the kingdom, but we loving our kings. And we covered your prayers as we doing our thing. Big Deuce with the pod, Lil Mo on the screen. Solo or together, still do it for team. Never switch up for $1 or revenue stream. So we always got each other, balance out the beam. Deuce and Mo, and that's the end of the theme song. Do it for Deuce and Mo.
We are live!
Hey. Do it for Deuce and Mo. When it comes to the Kings, that's my favorite show.
The Tuesday night edition. Deuce Mason, Morgan, Reagan, the Kings have lost 6 in a row. Third worst record in the league. How are we doing?
What up, Deuce?
Hey.
Hey, Morgan.
Six.
I'm rooting for y'all.
Oh.
Let's go, Kings.
Appreciate the basketball sickos hanging out with us. Of course, doing this a little later than we normally do because we were in San Francisco hosting a little Kings pre and post on NBC Sports California. Drove back down I-80, now back in the capital city. Let's a quick shout out real fast because we complain a lot about driving to San Francisco. 90 minutes both ways there and back.
Give me a hell yeah.
Bro.
Oh my God.
It's just
thank you.
night and day when it's like a 90-minute drive. Like there were parts of me considering like, do I somehow find like one of those rental places where it's like a sublease and like you rent out a room, because it was becoming ridiculous, and so happy.
Especially because you have Valkyrie stuff. And
yeah, but like just during it's just really hard. But 90 minutes there, 90 minutes back, it just feels like a commute.
It was smooth, way better than 220.
Give me a hell yeah.
Oh, no, that's a good way to start.
6 straight losses.
And then we go to that.
And Morgan's, what was it called? Morgan.
Carlin?
What's your name? Carlin? Carlin, come here. Yeah, we don't have to get on the mouse. Oh, and you grab the mouse. This feels intentional at this point, Carlin. Thank you. Thanks for the mouse that Carlin knocked over. What's he doing? Where's he at? Get over here.
Come here.
Make your appearance on the podcast, you hyper boy.
Come here.
Come.
I got him.
Oh, look at you. It's been a while since we've seen Carlin. Carlin, how are you feeling about this King season? Anything you want to say?
Speak.
Nothing? Okay.
Oh, is that Bojack?
All right. Well, Carlin, can you chill for a sec? Because we're about to start the pod, if you don't mind.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, man.
Yes.
Great question from JC. Why don't they just move the NBC Sports California set to the Deuce and Mo studios? You're right. There's plenty of room in here to do so. I don't know why they don't.
Genius. Multi-million-dollar studio or a 200 square feet?
Times about 20,000, sure. All right, we're going to talk about a little bit about this game, what we saw tonight, the good, the bad, and the real ugly. And we'll talk some trade deadline, too. DeMar DeRozan had some comments. We'll discuss Deuce and Mo. We're coming down 3, 2, 1. Hit my music.
Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo. They tell you what they know. Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo. The podcast that you know.
Welcome into the Deuce and Mo podcast, recording this on a Tuesday night, or as we like to call it, 9 fucking days until the NBA's trade deadline. Can you please bring it on, huh? Kings are on the road in New York, taking on the New York Knicks. The Knicks team, the Kings beat just a couple of weeks back in Sacramento when Jalen Brunson went down 4 minutes in. The Knicks start like 1 for 19 from 3, end up 8 of 41. And the Kings had 3 guys score 20 or more. They won. So what was in store tonight with Jalen Brunson back? it was a choppy game until the fourth quarter when the Knicks broke it open. Brunson and the Knicks shutting the door down the stretch, closing this game on a 21-9 run, the final 6:51, and beating the Sacramento Kings 103-87.
87.
Kings were without Zach LaVine. Malik Monk did not play with an ankle issue, and of course, still no Keegan Murray. But nonetheless, the Kings offense was gross.
Barfing. Yes.
They are now losers of 6 in a row. They are 12-36 on the season. And this podcast, as always, presented by our friends over at Sentivo Vineyards and Winery. I'm Deuce Mason. That's Morgan Reagan. Hi, Mo. How are you?
Love not being like frustrated anymore. That's a good. No, it's a good feeling. It's one of those weird feelings.
Acceptance? You're at acceptance. You've accepted where they are at this very moment.
That could be. That's one word to put it to describe it. But yeah, I don't know. It's just I'm here. I'm good. You know what though? You know what? There's like some people say like it's better to feel pain than nothing at all because it just means that like
there's a song about that.
Yeah, like you care and you feel and like to be emotional about something.
It's better to feel pain than nothing at all. Is that how it goes?
Lumineers, yes. It's better to feel. Is it Lumineers?
That's not where I was going. I don't know what mine was now.
Okay.
I'm questioning.
It's better to feel pain than nothing at all.
Is that an original or is
that?
Oh, okay.
I thought. Wait, was yours not an original?
I think
dear God.
Let's move on.
What are you doing?
Let's pretend like it didn't happen.
Okay, let's pretend. But anyway,
back to your point.
That's where I'm at with everything. With just like, I don't know if it's a good thing that I feel acceptance in nothing at all. It's a weird place to be in.
Yeah, and I think that the toughest part. Well, look, this year is what it is. I think we've all accepted what it is. They're not a good team. Okay. I would say it's still not fun to deal with, but last year was more painful for me because of all the drama with Mike Brown being fired, the Fox trade, and then what happened down the stretch. I think they peaked at 35-35, and then they dipped below 500 at the end of the year, losing to Dallas in the play-in. Like the way it sputtered out, it just was an exhausting year. Where this year kind of went bad just fast. Keegan goes down, the Sabonis injuries, nothing connecting, and then this is where we're at.
Yeah, like no hope, no anything. And you're right. Last year, like the way it went, usually after something so bad, you're like, okay, well, when are we gonna feel the solution? When are we gonna feel better from the rock bottom or the awfulness? And it never got there. I think you felt some hope maybe at the beginning of the season, like, where can this go? But I think as soon as more and more veterans were signed to this team, you and I knew the writing was on the wall, like, oh God, this is what it's going to be this season? Okay.
Well, here we are after this Kings loss. We're going to talk about some of the good we saw in this game because there are good things even during the bad that we will acknowledge. There's also a lot of bad. And we'll talk about what DeMar DeRozan had to say to the B about the trade deadline and just a big picture trade deadline conversation as we inch closer to a deadline that at this point feels like nothing is going to happen around the NBA, but who knows? This game tonight, Morgan, no LaVine, no Monk. Kings go with the same starting lineup. It was so strange because the Knicks were beyond sloppy with the basketball. And they were still like up. It was like the Knicks are not playing well whatsoever, and they're still up. But I think what I want to talk about tonight is just stuff that I feel like happens with this team every like 10 games or so, where they go through the stretches where it seems like there's a little more balance to the group, even with the vets playing too many minutes for our liking. But tonight was an example of a game that I've seen before with this team, and it's when a team decides that with DeMar DeRozan, they're just going to play straight up. There's not going to be any doubles, maybe an occasional help, but they're not doubling. And so DeMar DeRozan is going to see single coverage. And when DeMar DeRozan, for the most part, sees single coverage, his eyes light up and he can score with the best of them.
Yeah.
And that's what he was doing in this game tonight. He ends up with 34 points, 13 of 26 shooting, 1 of 7 from 3, 7 of 8 at the free throw line. But the big difference, free throw line was not a big thing for him in that second half. It's problematic because all this does is lead to the Kings having stagnant offense. The Kings just, there's not enough movement. They have the initial movement to get DeMar open or get the matchup that he likes, and then standing around watching DeMar work. And when it's going well, it's great. You get 2 points on the board, but then there's no ball movement. You're not shifting the defense at all. You're not making a Knicks defense that's been up and down this year work at all.
Deuce, if you talked the entire podcast and then like
I just did for a long time.
No. That was not, please. I thought you were setting up a fantastic point. Great job. Good teammates. If you talked for 17 minutes straight and then threw me a question.
Yeah.
How am I supposed to just pick up my flow after sitting here listening to you for 17 minutes and then, I got the pass, I got the ball once, and then 17 minutes later, another. There's no way for me to like have this joy of podcasting and conversation and joy. I'm trying to relate that to the basketball floor. It's the same shit, you guys. If you don't get to touch the ball, if you don't get to, even if your teammate is cooking, and it's good, it's still a team sport. It's still a 2-person podcast. You still have to make it a flow. Unless you want to go play tennis, you want to go do your own thing, you want to have a single podcast, that's fine. But that's not what it is. That's not what basketball is. And so I think where we get caught up in this DeMar DeRozan going off stuff, we know he's a bucket. We know he can get his. But we also know that in this day and age, and especially with where this team is at, it does not translate to W's. It's not winning basketball in any way, shape, or form. I mean, maybe at the end of a game, if you just give him the ball and get out of his way, he's cook and go. But for that to start at the beginning of the game, like it did, Deuce, it's hard for anyone to find their flow, and that's what we felt tonight.
And this is a rarity because his shot attempts have been about 13 a game this year, which is near a career low for him. So this is not something that's been happening all the time. But tonight, the Knicks were like, dude, we're not doubling him. Because here's the problem. When you double DeMar DeRozan, he's very good at handling the double teams.
Oh, yeah.
And we've
So
noted
good.
that this year. He will find the open player. But when that's not there, he's more than comfortable doing his thing and scoring. And it's not that I'm saying he did the wrong thing.
No.
Tonight. It's just the reality is teams are going to be like, DeMar DeRozan is not going to beat us.
Yes.
He could have scored 50 tonight. Probably wouldn't have beat him.
And that's on the coaching staff and everyone. Like, I have a feeling he's getting empowered.
Yeah.
Get yours. Do you. Because it was never stopped. You're never going to, you don't stop DeMar DeRozan when he's going. No, well, you can because you're trying to win a game. You're not trying to just like have this be the style of basketball where he goes and gets you a bucket every other possession or whatever, or maybe even possession by possession. But yeah, overall, it's not his fault. Like, if he's empowered to go, of course, cook, do you. But that's on the coaching staff to be like, hey, we got to mix this up. Because then you did see at the end of the third quarter, and I know we'll get more into it, but you saw at the end of the third quarter, Schroeder and a group of guys where defensively, they were moving everywhere. And offensively, the ball was moving everywhere. The pace was great. Everything was shifting, going, flowing, moving. And it was beautiful. And it got them. It kept them into the game.
Yeah.
Like, that style showed like, hey, it could be successful.
There was a lot of going through DeMar tonight, and he had 0 assists too, which kind of tells you. I mean, the Kings didn't make shots, but it was a lot stagnant. And on the other end, another guy in the lineup, Russell Westbrook tonight, 6 of 19. So let's just quick math on that. All right.
Math it.
That's 45 shots between those guys. 45 of the 87 shot attempts came from DeMar DeRozan and Russell Westbrook in a game in 2026. Can't happen.
Yeah.
You know, the Kings took 30 attempts from downtown tonight. 15 of those came from DeMar DeRozan and Russell Westbrook.
Correct.
Like, it's just not a recipe for playing the basketball. And this is not about winning or losing for me, okay? I just needed that to be clear. Like, hey, if you do these things, you win the game. I understand the big picture. I understand the value of getting a lottery pick. I'm not an idiot. But my point is, if you're trying to play the right style of basketball and try to build an identity, well, this is not it. You're not building an identity by playing DeMar DeRozan 39 minutes in an NBA game in 2026 and giving him 26 shot attempts. You're not doing anything for your future by playing Westbrook 34 minutes where he's 6 of 19 shooting. What's the gain here?
Yeah.
And more times than not this year, I think DeMar's played the right way. So I'm not, this is not a criticism. This is just what we're just talking about. A big picture of like, this is a game in which this is the time where those minutes need to be dialed down way down for the veterans. You are 12 and 36 now. And on top of that, I think Doug Christie gets eager when he sees the game a little close. He's like, I'm going to lean on to the vets. And it's not the right long-term thing. You're getting a short-term fix. What's this one win going to do for you?
Yeah.
You're not turning around the season. You're not all of a sudden going to get hot here and be like, oh my God, what a job. This is what it is. So what you should be doing at this stage is leaning heavy into lineups and minutes that are playing the brand of basketball that you desire to see as an organization and as a head coach.
Yeah.
And to your point, late in this third quarter with 4 minutes to go in what was a close game, Doug Christie put out a lineup and I was like, oh my God, I can't believe what I'm seeing right now.
Love.
And I know some of it is because of the injuries to Monk and Levine, Keegan, but you saw Dennis Schroeder out there with Keon Ellis, Nique Clifford, Dylan Cardwell, and Maxime Reynaud. We saw 3 rookies out there. And what did they do, Morgan?
They played fast. They played, defensively, they were everywhere. In help, hands up, closing out, shifting left to right, all the things. Offensively, it was allowing them to still play at that same fast pace, up tempo. And the ball was moving, never sticking. Everyone was decisive. And even if DeMar did go in one of the final possessions of that third.
Yeah.
And it's fine. But my point is like, I feel like he can even benefit from that style sometimes. Like,
that's the thing. When one of those vets is in there with that group, they do benefit.
Yes.
DeMar benefits from playing with some of those guys that are spacing the floor.
Yes.
The Kings starting lineup tonight, please tell me where the spacing is.
They're
Russell Westbrook, not a spacer. Nique Clifford, and as far as NBA defenses are concerned, they're not worried about Nique Clifford right now.
Yeah.
Precious Achiuwa, not spacing the floor. DeMar DeRozan, Sabonis, there is no spacing whatsoever. So what do you know? A lineup that's out there playing free and it's got some speed and athleticism. They want to attack the paint. They want to shoot threes. They want to share the ball. It just looks better. And then what they can do defensively, being able to switch and be a little more active and be pests out there. Yeah, what do you know? It looks a little better.
And it's kind of like what Deuce is saying. It's not about winning or losing, but what that does do is give us all a product that we can at least enjoy watching night after night after night. Because some of the other basketball that we're watching at times, and that's what's crazy too, is DeMar DeRozan in this style, like we've seen him shy away from this and actually go to has done such a good job evolving and adjusting his game with this roster and with this team, drawing defenses down and making the right pass and just playing in the flow of the game. And it wasn't that. And so, when you see this different pieces out there play in the flow of the game, play freely, as Dennis Schroeder has talked about in so many different post-game press conferences, it's so true how that style elevates everyone's game on the floor.
And it's not just about it being, entertaining for us watching the games, the people who are still paying attention to what's happening.
Yeah.
It's also like the brand of basketball you want to play. And I would say this, that group that came in at the 410 mark, it was 68-64 Knicks when they came in. At the end of the third, it was tied at 72. Mm-hmm. There was a chunk of that where Brunson was on the floor. He wasn't on the floor the final 2 minutes. So that's worth noting too. But it's not about them it's not even about did it look great. It looked better. It's not about did they make all these shots and were they invincible? No, it's not about that. My point is, you're playing a late third quarter game, a close game, and you've got 3 rookies out there, and they're learning. They're playing against a good team in an environment that's tough and intimidating for some, especially first timers in Madison Square Garden. And I want those guys to have that opportunity. But instead, in the late stages of this game, you look, and it was mainly the vets playing down the stretch. 8:29 to go, fourth quarter. It's Dennis Schroeder, Russell Westbrook, DeMar DeRozan, Precious Achiuwa, and Domantas Sabonis. What are you gaining from this? This is the point in the season where I know who DeMar DeRozan is as a player. I know who Russell Westbrook is as a player. I know who Sabonis is. I don't know what Nique Clifford looks like when it's a tight game in the fourth quarter and we need to stop on the road against the Knicks. You know, and so we're talking about maximizing opportunities for these young players. This is developmental time. This is not about winning games per se, but it's about playing the right style of basketball, getting reps, and figuring shit out about who your young guys are. And unfortunately, if a game is close, we fall into this trap of leaning back into the vets when you are a 12-36 basketball team. And it's just not the right way, in my opinion, to go about it. These guys should be playing higher minutes now, even if guys are healthy and back.
One more win in some of these games. It I know Doug's mentality is always like, no, you play to win, and it's understandable. But one more win also, especially in this type of season, isn't going to help who he is as a coach, isn't going to help things. But what could help him even develop as a head coach is developing guys. Because we always talk about coaches like Steve Kerr, who hasn't been able to develop young guys within his system around Steph over the years, and now you're seeing where they are and blah, blah, blah. Like, just even as a head coach at this level, you can start working on those things, especially in a season like this where there's not a lot of pressure to win. Like, just work on doing things the right way, for him, for the players, for everyone else. It's just much more fun if we get to talk about going in that direction.
In the chat, I love this from Jay Katz, who says, agree about the young players, not just to get them time, but because they earned it with their play earlier in the game. When they went all vets, they got boat race. And that's the point. It's not just also about, hey, play the young guys just to play them, even if they're not doing the right things. No, to me, it's about, is the process right? Are they communicating defensively? Are they sharing the ball? Are they doing the things necessary? It's not just about shot making, right? And if they're doing that, play these guys. The other night, Maxime Reynaud was getting cooked by Evan Mobley, right, against the Cavs, and he didn't play a lot in the second half, and that's okay too. But these guys have to be out there, learn, grow, and when they're doing the right things, let them fly.
No,
and I mean, Mike Brown tonight. Who did he sit down the stretch?
Cat, and he put in Deuce
and Josh Hart. McBride and Robinson were playing. Why? Because that lineup was playing better and they were blowing the game open. He didn't just go, I gotta go back to my starting lineup. You can't do that. Go with what's working.
And it was interesting. Deuce and I, on our way back from San Francisco, we were talking about different things with this game. And you look at the Kings 3-point shooting tonight. I know you're going to go over some of those numbers, but in a game like this, it's where you didn't have Malik Monk or Zach LaVine.
Yeah.
And those are usually your floor spacers or your 3-point shooters. And it's crazy that the Knicks played so bad, it felt like, throughout this game, where if the Kings did have a couple more threes or did have a little bit of a different offense, this game could have looked completely different. It could have been a winning game. But the Kings 3-point shooting, Russell Westbrook just getting some, late shot clock touches, throwing them up, everything else. It wasn't pretty.
Russ had 14 points on 19 shots, 6 of 19 shooting, 2 of 9 from 3. He had 5 assists, 6 turnovers. He just hasn't been good lately. That's all there is to it.
And he's playing a lot of minutes.
And that doesn't take anything away from his career or anything. People get mad if you criticize Russell Westbrook. And it's like, no, he hasn't been playing well. And the shot selection, not great. The defense at times, not great. He had some good defensive moments early in that game against Cat. That was fun when he got Cat all
frustrated.
flustered.
Yeah.
And he was talking shit.
No, and that's the thing. Utilizing Russ the right way would be nice, even on this losing team. And sometimes that would just be adjusting the minutes and where you're playing them and what rotations and everything else. Because like when you do see some of that shot selection, when you know he can be aggressive and explosive and still get to the rim at his age, like at a very high level, it's frustrating when you see those things.
Yeah. And I've said this for a long time. One of the toughest adjustment for great players when they have that mentality like Russ has.
Yeah.
Westbrook has a competitive fire that is unmatched.
It's amazing.
He wants to go after, right?
Beautiful.
He believes he's going to make every shot.
Yeah.
That's a powerful thing to have as a player.
Hell
just
yeah.
have that confidence and belief. But that's the toughest adjustment when your career is you're not that MVP anymore. Okay.
Yeah.
You haven't been for a long time. And that's okay. But that adjustment for players mentally is tough. To turn that down and be like, you know what? I can't take 19 shots today. Like that's where I think DeRozan's done a great job this year. Where DeRozan
Agreed.
he could take 25 shots every single night.
Mm-hmm.
He hasn't been. He's
been playing it the right way.
He has been playing the right way, and that's sacrifice, and that's not an easy thing to do. And I think Russ has to work on that a little bit. J. Carr also says in the chat, not sure why Maxime is getting all the blame for Mobley. He wasn't guarding him. Achiuwa was guarding him. He happened to switch on him a couple of times. Disappointed to see Max's minutes so low. You know, I'm not saying he got all the blame, but he definitely got cooked by him a few times. And there was that whole group, that starting group against the Cavs was a mess. That's why they got benched early in that game when they get down 16-2. He was a part of it. But yeah, I mean, I'm with you on Max. Like, let this guy keep doing his thing.
Yeah, let him work through some of the mistakes. And sometimes, like, there's going to be games where there's multiple mistakes or he's part of a unit that just isn't getting shit done. And it's like, nope, got to go with something. I love, like, that was one of my favorite things that Doug did. It wasn't just to, like, send a message. It was the right thing to do as a coach when you aren't getting what you need out of your players.
Yeah, the group that came in that game against the Cavs, as we go back to that game, because it was like one of the good spots of the season. Sabonis was in there, and he was playing like a man possessed. Some numbers from this game.
Yes.
Interesting. So after one, the Knicks led 36-26.
Mm-hmm.
The next two quarters, the Knicks score 36 points, which is kind of crazy.
Uh-huh.
But at the half is 52-51 Knicks in a quarter where they scored 16 points and had 8 turnovers. And they still led at halftime. Third quarter, Sacramento outscored them 21-20. So it was tied at 72 apiece going into the fourth quarter. Fourth quarter ended up being 31-15 Knicks. I know I'm throwing a lot of numbers at you, Morgan.
No,
Second half, the Kings scored 36 points.
Mm-hmm.
They shot 37% and were 1 of 15 from 3. They also had 8 turnovers and shot only 4 free throws.
It was not pretty. It was not pretty. It was desperate. It was different. It just wasn't the style that you wanted to see from this team. And the Knicks didn't even do a fantastic job of capitalizing on what the Kings weren't doing. They just started making a few extra shots. They did start playing a little better basketball together. Jalen Brunson, obviously he wasn't in that first matchup. Having him in there tonight made the game a little bit different for the Sacramento Kings against the Sacramento Kings. But it does get me thinking about the Knicks and just where they are in the Eastern Conference. And I'm not a believer.
Brunson had 28 points in the game, 11 in the fourth quarter. But yeah, I mean, I don't know how you can look at the Knicks right now and be like, yeah, this is a championship contender, and they have championship expectations. I mean, it goes back to when they fired Tom Thibodeau. I felt like I was in the minority with this. I know you maybe agree too. I'm like, all right, if you're firing Tom Thibodeau, you should have a plan. Like, what's your upgrade? Like, what's the pivot? Because they had a good team last year. Obviously, the Pacers series did not go the way they wanted to. Tyrese Halliburton in that series was unbelievable. But they decide to move on from Tom Thibodeau. And you're like, oh, they must have some sort of plan.
Yeah.
No, they did not have a plan. Their plan was, oh, let's see if we can get Ime Udoka. Let's request like every coach who's under contract. And then They landed on Mike Brown. Mike Brown's a good coach. We've talked about his resume, but like, is the coach what's going to elevate this thing to the next level, or was it a roster thing? And I think right now what you're seeing is they're just not good enough as a team. They have good moments. When Brunson's on the floor, they're like number one in offense.
Yeah.
When he's off the floor, they drop to 27, which is crazy. And that could be an indictment on Mike Brown a little bit too, obviously. Sure. And I think one of the things that's tough with Mike Brown is he is running the same system he ran in Sacramento with the Knicks. Different players, same system.
He's not adjusting to them. He's trying to make them adjust to him.
And Karl Anthony Towns, you know how I felt about him over the years.
God,
especially when he was, the franchise guy in Minnesota. I was like, he can't be your number one. There were times last year where you're like, dude, and even at the end of the Minnesota tenure with Ant, where you thought, this is almost perfect for him. Like, all right, number two.
Yes.
Still has a big role. Here with Mike Brown, it's just like you don't see any type of consistency. Cat feels lost in this system, and that's a really bad spot where he is such an important piece that they need, in my opinion, that they're not getting the most out of. And I don't know if it dates back to last offseason when they were flirting with Giannis, talking to the Bucks, and Cat maybe would have been part of that deal. I don't know if it's Mike Brown's system or the whole thing, but it's weird.
I think it's the whole thing though, because I think even when you see this team and the way that they get up when they fall to the ground, or they're all back there on defense, or they're all talking it up, you always see that extra moment from Cat trying to manipulate a call, throws himself to a ground, and like. By the way, like it could be strategy at times, but it can also be one of those things that takes you out of the game as a team player. And I feel like the Knicks were very connected before Cat. I mean, obviously, they've all known each other for so long, but they were very connected before Cat. And it's like Cat doesn't just like blend in with their mold,
and he's kind of an awkward personality.
Yes, that's kind of my point. And that doesn't always have to matter. Like if you're getting shit done on the basketball court, you're getting shit done, but you're not getting shit done on the basketball court when you're on the ground and then it's 4-on-5.
Yeah, and then you've got guys like Josh Hart crashing everywhere,
yes.
OG Anunoby, Brunson
sacrificing their bodies. Yeah.
Brunson may not be able to guard well, but he's also just a tough guy attacking the basket.
Cat's not tough.
Taking bumps. Yeah, and so I think that's probably I don't know what they do with that. I don't know. What's the move for them? That's the question as the trade deadline is 9 days away. How do they improve things?
Well, you don't fire a coach. You look at your roster a little bit more. God, and before the trade deadline, I don't know. Oh, man, I hope to see some moves.
Please. We got to talk more about that. Also, we made Jalen Brunson our Butcher and Barrel player of the game. Why are you celebrating that much?
I don't know.
That was weird. That's Jalen Brunson, dude.
Hey, Jalen Brunson.
28 points on 8 of 17 shooting, 11 points in the fourth quarter. We do shout out DeMar DeRozan for being a bucket too, 34 points.
Hell
but
yeah.
because the game went the way it did, where the Kings mustered 87 points in a game in 2026, we give it to Jalen Brunson, the Butcher and Barrel player of the game. It was 82-78 Knicks at the 6:51 mark when he came back in the game.
Ooh.
He and OG came back in the game. Cat went out, so Josh Hart. So 82-78 Knicks, they go on a 21-9 push the rest of the way, and Brunson had 11 points during that span.
Wild.
Our Butcher and Barrel player of the game.
Make sure to go to Butcher and Barrel. We've had so many podcast listeners head over there. There's game day deals, $38 for Wagyu burger, a shot and a beer. I know the Kings aren't very good, but Butcher and Barrel's food is
so good.
Fantastic, and you will love it too. Go check it out any night of the week too.
We got more of the podcast coming up in just a second. We are presented by our friends over at Sentivo Vineyards and Winery.
The best of the best, not only just with their wine, they're literally the best family. It's locally owned. They're all amazing. You can go to sentivovineyards.com, get any of your bottles there. Thank me later. Or you can go to their tasting room. It's in Suisun Valley, which is like 40 minutes out of Sacramento. Absolutely stunning. You can get all your bottles there too.
Yeah.
Just go check it out, please, and thank me later.
Also presented by our friends over at
Medic Ambulance. Woo, woo. We've teamed up with Medic Ambulance, a trusted name in emergency medical services across Northern California. From life-saving responses to being the team behind the scenes at your favorite events, Medic is here to serve. Learn more at medicambulance.net.
Appreciate their support. Let's get to some comments, and then we're going to get to DeMar DeRozan's comments on the trade deadline and some trade conversation.
Thank you.
Adam in Lincoln says Sabonis and Cardwell play off each other so well. The offensive board differential actually goes up when they play together. Not currently Max's game, but some offseason muscle I feel like it could be. Yeah, I do feel like seeing Sabonis and Cardwell together, especially, was it the Cavs game where we saw more of it? Yeah, I'm intrigued by it for sure. I think, those guys, Sabonis having some help is such a big deal. And to be fair, when we were going over like some breakdown we did on pregame a couple of games ago, they're all blurring together. I think it was from the Cleveland game. And we were highlighting a lot of Cardwell's defensive stops in that game on Evan Mobley. Well, he was able to get those stops because Sabonis came over and helped. And those two in tandem together defensively, like, oh, is this something here? And then just having another guy who's long.
Yeah.
I shouldn't say another guy. Having a guy that's long, because Sabonis is not, he may be a big dude.
He's strong.
Not long arms. He does not have that long wingspan. And, Cardwell is long. He is strong. And he's on a mission to go out there and protect the rim, straight up vertical, get rebounds.
I love that we keep skipping over the Detroit game, too. We always go back to the Cavs game because it's like, yeah, that's where we saw so many good things from different players, from different lineups. And you're totally right. Having the confidence that you have help behind you, whether it's Dylan Cardwell coming up a little bit and knowing that Sabonis is right behind him, or even Sabonis being able to like close out on someone, body them up and go, okay, I got my big guy who's going to finish the job and protect the rim right behind me. That does so much for you as a defender, as a team, just your mentality, your confidence, all the different things. And so, yeah, I love what we're seeing with that combo out there. And I think with time, they could figure out more stuff, like on the offensive end, because obviously that's where like spacing and shit is a little bit weird. But it's intriguing, especially in Sacramento when we haven't seen a lot of bigs come through that can even play together.
No, but you're exactly right. And he had some good defensive plays in this game. Let's highlight a couple of the good things from tonight.
Okay, I like that.
There's always good
during
the bad. Remember this, please. Because I think sometimes we get lost in the the Kings suck, nothing's good, everything's dog shit. No, let's find some bright spots every once in a while, maybe even if it's just for my sanity.
I have 3 things. Yeah.
Ooh, you've got 3. Give me the first one, then I'll go.
Okay, well, I guess I was going to start with Precious Achiuwa then.
Great.
Okay, so Precious Achiuwa and just his ability to be so versatile and guard so many different players, whether he gets switched on Jalen Brunson or he has to body up Cat. He's done that in multiple games. There's some matchups that we've seen that it's like, oh, fuck, he's getting played off the court. Doesn't matter. I love his game. I love his size. I love what he's been able to add to the Kings, and you saw that tonight against the Knicks.
Precious Achiuwa was fantastic defensively, especially in that third quarter. And to add to your point, what you just said, they had him on Brunson and at times on Karl Anthony Towns. I mean, he's literally playing the Keegan Murray role defensively at times, not obviously to the heights of a Keegan Murray, but they're asking a lot out of him. And to be honest, through stretches, he did a pretty good job matched up against Brunson.
Agreed.
Even on situations where they switched off of him, he would switch back onto him. He was on the perimeter. There was that one play where Cat had the ball, right?
Yeah.
Got it to Brunson. He had to switch, and Brunson was driving into the paint. Precious Achiuwa contains the ball.
Chest.
Great footwork. Forces Brunson to give it up, and it's a shot clock violation. Then on Cat, just playing physical with him, bumping him. I really like Precious Achiuwa. He's been a good find for Sacramento. A guy that you go, God, if I'm a opposing team and I need some big man depth, a guy that's going to do the little things, he's not going to try to do too much. He's going to play hard. He's tough. How is he not on a good NBA team?
He understands his role. He seems like, I mean, just from small interactions and obviously any press conference you hear, he just seems like just a composed, good person. And I'm so with you. He plays so tough out there. And so, yeah, just being able to rely on him, even if it's inconsistent at times. But in games like this, when you see it, especially on the defensive end, it excites you when someone's wearing a Kings jersey playing defense.
You said you had a couple more. I'm going to get to one of mine.
Okay.
Dylan Cardwell.
Yes,
I still see some really good minutes from him. And I think with the rookies, for me, it's about moments. Am I seeing moments of growth? Am I seeing moments of consistency? I'm seeing that more and more with these rookies. And Dylan Cardwell tonight ends up with what? 4 points, 10 rebounds, 2 blocks, 2 of 3 shooting. Rebounding wise, love what he brings, but it is the defense. And, you know, I note a couple of plays. There was one in the first quarter, late first quarter, a great switch out in the perimeter.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that play where like someone was wide open from 3? He came out hard, sprinted out to the perimeter,
but like
to
chopped
contain
his
the ball.
feet. Yeah,
just fundamental. And he had many plays like that, just around the basket too. You know, he's going to contest a shot at the rim, even on the perimeter. I think that's been really well done. Shamit went to go dunk on his fucking head. Shamit, to his credit, I love Shamit going attacking the rim.
Yeah.
Dylan Cardwell wasn't getting out of the way.
Yeah.
He went both hands up, blocked the shot.
It's impressive.
Yeah. And it's gone from like, oh, he's a cute story and oh man, good energy. I like how he gets the crowd into it, or some people hate him for that, whatever reason. He's a solid player. Making
an impact on defensive plays, especially. And no, I'm so with you. And he's like, look, he could be a lob threat, but he has so much to work on with his offensive game. But at the same time, if you have the right roster, then you don't have to utilize him for things that he doesn't have in his game.
I don't even think it has to be much either. It literally needs to be
a threat.
Be comfortable around the basket.
Yes.
Like you can't have a rebound underneath the basket and immediately look out for like trying to find an outlet somewhere. No, go up and dunk it on somebody's head. And hopefully that's something he can add to his game, because otherwise it will be limited. But what he does defensively and rebounding, instantly, like you're like, yeah, you want him around your team.
We're not asking him, we're not even saying like, oh yeah, he needs to develop a post move and all these different things. It's like, no, when he grabs the ball, the rebound, or gets a ball or gets a hard pass in the paint because he's flashing, look for yours first. You know, like it doesn't need to be some hook, weird finesse shot or anything. Are you close enough to the basket where you can take one big power dribble and just like throw it down?
That's the next step. And just, better touch around the basket. And you've had moments where it's looked a little better. He had one tonight where I'm like, how did you miss it like that?
Yeah. No, I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah.
Work on that kid. My next good thing, Nique Clifford.
That was going to be mine.
Okay. And I loved his first 3. Oh, it was cool. Before the game, we were talking to Mark Jones, and Mark got a little nugget about how Nique was working with his shooting coach, and his shooting coach was basically like, no hesitation, no like click, just flow, shoot, make it like one quick motion. And so he's been working on it being much quicker and decisive. And you could see that in his first 3-point shot that he had at the top. It was beautiful. It was decisive. He then had a jumper later in the game, and he had a nice steal and in transition finish at the rim. And I was just like, these moments from him too, where he just looks so confident out there, and even in season being able to make that quick mental adjustment with his shot, being quick with it, that's not easy to do. And I just love that he's been able to do that.
He ends up playing 30 minutes in this game. In the start, finished with 7 points, 3 rebounds, 3 of 8 shooting, 1 of 3 from downtown this game. He also had 3 steals in this game tonight.
Wow.
But yeah, I feel like the more he plays, the more comfortable he does look out there.
Absolutely.
And the hesitation thing, he's got to break it. Like I even noticed in the first quarter, there's a couple of shots he passed up. It's like, dude, you are open. he wants to make the extra pass, which I also enjoy
Appreciate.
that. I
Sure.
appreciate that
Sure.
because we don't see that enough from the starting lineup at times. It's infuriating. So, sometimes he passes up a good look to make that extra pass. Just and shoot it. If you're open, shoot it. And it seems like he's doing more of that lately.
I love it. Yeah. Those are my 3 positives. Dylan, Precious, and Nique. And by the way, that was just in such a weird, like flat, whatever kind of game too.
Yeah.
And again, this is something else that you and I talked about too, was with no Monk, no Levine, and even we always keep forgetting, like, yeah, Keegan's still on this team, but even Keegan being out, being able to see 30 minutes for Nique Clifford is so important. Being able to see some of these young guys is so important. So it's like, it would be nicer to see even more experience in some of those big moments that Doug obviously isn't trusting them in. But at the end of the day, I'm just like, I'm thankful that we're able to see them kind of develop and see what they can be.
Dude, how have we gotten this far and not broken down Devin Carter's minutes tonight? Devin Carter did not play.
I know. Was that the DMP crickets?
Yeah. DMP.
The DMP crickets
DMP.
again.
It is honestly crazy. Like I
insane.
thought for sure, I'm like, last game he got some time.
Mm-hmm.
I understand the game, but he got some time. And I went, you know what? No Monk? He's going to play tonight. But no. Leaned heavy into the starters. 39 for DeRozan, almost 34 for Westbrook.
What'd Keon get?
Keon got 22 tonight.
Okay.
Dylan got 22. Dennis got 22. And Maxime got 14.
Yeah. Yeah. Again, just one of those things that
What was your J Street Dental moment of this game? I have a couple ideas, and it's funny because we were very critical of this guy, but just from an entertainment standpoint, the third quarter when Russ scored inside and rocked the baby, I think it was on Brunson.
It was
and
on
tied
Brunson.
the game. He's just rocking the baby.
Okay.
And then also in the first quarter when Cat's posting him up, and Westbrook might as well just be. I would be pissed if I was Cat because big guys when they post up a small guy, they let these guys get away with everything, and Westbrook is just boom. Boom with that 4, just all over him, and then forces a turnover. And Russ is just talking so much shit, not even getting back on offense. He's just standing there for a second, jawing at him. Those were just a couple of funny moments.
I think you should write both those down as because there's nothing else to really remember from this game. Sure, there was obviously some good Nique moments in the things that we talked about, but that is just hilarious because that is where we are at in the season. And when Russ did the rock the baby thing, the whole crowd booed. So many boo birds. They were pissed. He was just the villain. He was the heel of the moment. And so, he creates entertainment. He really does.
I'm also putting Shamit, Tess, Cardwell, or as I like to call him, Dylan Gardwell. No. That's probably not going to stick, huh?
It won't, but it's kind of funny. He has to play a lot of good defense.
Our J Street Dental moments of the game.
And make sure you check out
Morgan's
J
going there
Street
tomorrow.
Dental. I am going there tomorrow. And when they called me, they're so great. They're like, they send you an email, they send you a text, then they even call. Sometimes I won't pick up the call and just let it go to voicemail, but I picked it up because I was like, what am I getting tomorrow? I think I'm getting a crown tomorrow.
Is that a good sound?
No, that's... Really? You want me to do that to you the next time?
That was
you
a
go?
suction thing they put in your mouth. I like that thing. That's the one thing I do.
That's a
like.
good one. I do that pretty good, right?
No, mine was way better. Let me pull out an old moment because we need to feel good, right?
Anyways, head to jstreetdentalgroup.com or meet me there tomorrow. That would be funny. Please don't.
Okay, we go to November 15th, 2023. Kings beat the Lakers that night, 125-110. And I said, win dedicated to Clint. Light the beam.
Oh,
Clint, one of our old podcast listeners and watchers who passed away.
Rest in peace.
And did he hate the Lakers?
That's-
I think
I'm
we've done that one before, but
Wait,
still cool.
Great. Love
Yeah.
it. Love, love, love.
Hey, Morgan, the trade deadline's in 9 days. The Sacramento Bee talked to DeMar DeRozan about it. Kind of get his feelings about the whole thing.
Yeah.
He said, for me, it's not like I'm playing another 10 years, so you definitely want to maximize your time and give everything you've got left to playing for something. I don't think that part of it is a secret, whether it's here or wherever. Yeah, no shit. I
Yeah.
respect that.
Yep.
When he was asked about how he feels about trade speculation, he says it's going to happen. When things aren't going right, that's what's happens. When you're not winning, that's what happens. It just comes with the game. You still got to go out there, do your job, and compete. We've still got to separate that part of it, still have a love for the game, and still go out there and compete. He says, I think everybody understands you want to have an opportunity to compete, an opportunity to win, but you have to go about the situation the right way. God, I respect this guy.
Mm-hmm.
Granted, it's tough now. Nobody wishes to have this record we have, but I've always been the one to stick through the hard times. It's always easy to say you want to be in a better situation, but you've got to deal with the cards that are dealt and make the best out of them. That's DeMar DeRozan.
Facts.
I respect that so much because you think about the situation he came to. He's thinking, oh, I'm going to be the piece that helps elevate this group that, didn't make the playoffs last year, but they were close. They had some injuries down the stretch. I'm playing with De'Aaron, Sabonis, Mike Brown's here. And, a month in, it's a fucking mess.
Yeah. It's
And 2 months in, the coach is gone. And then like another month later, Fox is gone.
So think about that too. At training camp, beginning of this season, it's like last year was a shit show.
Yeah.
And I remember like when that quote came out, there was nothing about, I felt that to my core. And I felt for him because I remember even feeling at the end of last year, like, why does he look like he doesn't want to play or this or that? Like you have to humanize this situation of what he came into to what he got. And toward the end of his career going, holy shit, this is how it's going to end. And I just love that he's been able to mentally like shift everything for himself, whether it's on the floor, off the floor, have these comments. I mean, he's such a pro.
Well, the way the trade deadline season is going, he's going to be here.
Yeah.
We're 9 days away and counting from the deadline. We're going to be live for the NBA trade deadline that morning. I think the deadline's at noon. I don't know exactly what time we're going to go live yet,
We'll let everyone know.
but we'll definitely let you know.
Yeah.
Probably 9:30 in the morning.
No.
Yeah. Dude, if something happens early, it might go up before that.
Well, that's true.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
But we're going to be live talking about that and if there are any other big trades. But we're 9 days away. And what the hell? How have we not had any trades besides the Trae Young deal? It's gotten so bad that I got an alert today from Shams. It's like, oh, what is this? And it was announcing that Shams Charania himself is playing in the NBA All-Star Celebrity Game. This is where we're at in trade season, where our NBA insider is not breaking stories.
Yeah.
He's going to be trying to break ankles at NBA All-Star Weekend.
Yeah.
What?
I know. When I saw
Hey,
that.
Shams, you know what? You're not fucking doing anything.
Yeah.
You need to go find some news,
Good.
break some
Tell
trades,
him.
force trades to happen.
Yeah. Good. That's,
Also,
yo, what?
Celebrity All-Star Game?
Dude, I would block the shit out of him.
Oh, wow. Wow. I didn't.
What? He's a little
Damn.
shorty. I got him. Get that shit out of here.
You guys are about the same height.
You think?
Yeah, and you can't jump. You're not blocking anybody.
But I like have such a good feel for the ball. Like he would probably like have like this release from down here. Shut the get out.
You could block a shot like DeMar can block a shot.
Yeah.
Like
Yes. Like old school.
Yeah,
I'm like
with your
I'm
smarts, but not
Yeah.
nothing with your like
No.
athletic ability.
not even denying it.
To be
Not
honest,
even
I
denying.
haven't seen you play basketball in forever. I don't even know you can still play. I don't know.
I don't know if I can either,
Yeah,
honestly.
so-
I have no left hand. Anyway, yeah, that's what we
That's
got
where we're
from
at
Shams.
in the trade season. Is Shams Charania is playing in the NBA All-Star Celebrity Game at All-Star Week, and I'm like, okay, great. It is fascinating, and maybe this conversation would just get totally blown up if we're premature talking about this, maybe. But it is crazy thinking we haven't had anything happen yet, and it seems like there's all this smoke. So many Kings players have been mentioned in rumors. The Giannis stuff, John Morant started, then it went away. And you're just wondering, okay, what's next? Jonathan Kuminga. And it seems like it's so quiet now. And it's just been all shit. It's all talk. It's all talk. You're wondering, are teams going to actually get stuff done? Or are we going to get to the deadline next Thursday and go, wow, this collective bargaining agreement, the second apron, these contracts have totally crushed the trade deadline and has maybe made teams apprehensive to take big swings or make any moves.
And it's not just about crushing the deadline for entertainment values. No, it's a big part of it. Let's be real. Like, as fans, as NBA fans, basketball fans, we want to see tweaks, changes, teams be able to make their teams better, to have the excitement around their team, all the different things. When you're not able to do that because of money and contracts possibly holding you back from having like serious penalties and not just financially, yeah, that's not good. That's really not good to have in this league, especially when you have teams that have rosters and pieces that literally just don't make sense. And you won't know. You won't know unless you like try out your rosters, try out your teams. But if you can't make the proper tweaks because of contracts, yeah, you're not in a good spot. And that's where I feel like we could possibly be in the league right now.
And it's really bad because I think, to what you were just talking about, the trade deadline, of course, for fans, the rumor aspect is fun.
Yeah.
But there is also just hope. And when your team is a good team, there's just hope that this one move could propel you to the next level. Or if you're a bad team, it's, hey, can we acquire this piece, this interesting young piece, or we got this draft pick? It provides some level of hope.
That's the beauty of sports.
That's what sports is all about.
Yep.
Like feeling that your team has a chance to do something, whether it's now or in the future. And when these trades don't happen and you're like, well, why isn't it happening? It's, well, unfortunately, this guy makes $45 million. That puts us in an apron situation or second apron situation. You're like, this isn't even fun. Like, it's not even fun to talk about trades because you have to worry about, hey, what's the first apron mean, you know? And when you get above that second apron, no mid-level, you can't aggregate contracts and trades, no cash in trades, no sign in trades, the pick limitations, it does screw you. And I think we may look back. I mean, I think we're already to this point, but if this trade deadline is a dud, we're going to be saying this collective bargaining agreement just sucks for everybody. Who likes it? Probably the owners. And that's it, because it gives them an excuse not to go and spend a certain level of money. They go like, well, we can't do that. And it's like, they could fall back on the draft pick stuff and all the punishment. It's like, this just hurt the fans, maybe the players, just executives who are trying to make their teams better. It just makes things harder. And it's so unfortunate we're at this point. And maybe this whole thing is going to mean nothing tomorrow when there's 17 trades.
And I hope that's the case. But when you and I were talking about this today, it was a really scary thought. I mean, you brought it up being like, hey, you realize like we get to trade deadline day and then like nothing could happen.
Yeah.
And, you know, we were more just first talking about the show and the stream and being on all day and being like, oh my God, no trades, nothing happened. Then we started spiraling, thinking about what it means for the NBA, what it means for teams, what it means for players and everyone else. And it's like, and mostly for fans, like, it's not a fun place to be in. And it's definitely not a fun place to be in, especially when you are a fan of a losing team.
Yeah. And, you know, I think Kings fans have been so eager to see some change because of where the team is at. And
this goes for a lot of teams, a lot of fans of teams too, not just the Kings.
Well, yeah, but the Kings have been in more rumors than any other team.
Okay.
You know, it's like DeRozan, Levine, Sabonis, fire sale, everything must go. And if you get to the deadline, it's like, hey, they just moved Keon Ellis. It's like that. Oh, that was it.
Yeah.
This is not the sexy thing to think, but it's the right approach. You can't just make a trade to make a trade, even if you're the Sacramento Kings. I understand that if you got that trade alert right now and it was like, hey, I don't know, Sabonis is gone.
Yeah.
If it's a bad deal, does it really make you feel better? Or you just get that momentary thing like, oh, we made a trade. Yeah, we got rid of them. You know?
Yeah.
You can't be in a situation where you're desperate. And part of it is like, if you can't move off certain players now, you unfortunately have to be patient and let some of these guys just expire or become more tradable because of their contract status. But when you have players like Sacramento does, the 48 Levine could make next year.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money. That's hard to move. Sabonis' deal, that's hard to move. $45 million. And even DeRozan, in my head, I think I kept saying, like, it's not that bad of a deal. It's still $25 million. And next year, even if it's a non-guaranteed deal, it's like $10 million of it's guaranteed.
Yeah.
Well, if he was on your roster, it would cost you $25 million. So,
Crazy.
or you're paying money to get off of him. So I don't think it's as easy as we make it seem. I want moves to happen, but I also don't want the Kings to be in a situation where they make a bad trade when they could just be patient, which is not sexy, and allow some of the stuff to just expire with time.
It's very painful
I know.
to think about. But it's like sometimes that's just life. Like you have to be not talking about just Kings basketball. I'm just saying with anything, it's like, oh, you have to be patient with it and just like let it die out or let it time heal it, whatever it is. And with this, we have seen so many tweaks made over the years of like just things not being done the right way, even going back to De'Aaron last year.
That deal is, I mean, it's put them in such a hole. And it's not devastating from this standpoint. Like big picture wise, like Levine's deal, worst case scenario, expires after next year. Okay.
Yeah.
48 million comes off the books. But you're right. You feel like you could have done a lot better in that situation.
Yeah. I mean, you took
taking on a deal that at one point, no one wanted to trade for that deal until you did.
And you had a piece that you had developed and built so much over the years. And that's the whole point of this league is draft well, build, develop. And when it's time to part ways, you part ways the smart way.
Yeah.
You part ways when it doesn't, when you don't serve each other anymore. And like you both need a new look or whatever it is. And like, yeah, that's why even for Milwaukee, I look at their situation with Giannis and I go, rip the Band-Aid off. Do what you need to do while you still can. And it is. But I'm just saying before things get desperate, before anyone gets desperate, mad, all like breakups are never going to be easy. But also it's like, if that's just the inevitable, it's like, what are you doing then? You know?
Yeah.
Easier said than done.
It is easier said than done. And it's a year where the East is open, in some eyes, right? And you've got a player in Giannis who, when healthy, is still one of the best guys in the league. So I mean, if you're the GM and even ownership, like that's the other thing. This is a business, and that's like the shitty part about this. They're probably thinking about that too. It's like, dude, this guy's a marketable guy. Like he's brings excitement.
Money.
You're going to win games if he's on your team and he's still great. You don't want to be the owner that goes and like you are responsible for Giannis moving on, and then he goes and wins a championship the next year to the team you traded him to. Like that's real stuff that these people think about. And if I'm Milwaukee, I don't know what the move is that will elevate you into conference championship contention, because I don't look at you as a championship contender.
No.
But weird shit happens every year. Yeah. And we always have these bold proclamations about teams when they're winning championships. It's like, the Celtics are definitely going to come out. It's like, well, then Tatum gets hurt, right? You never know what can happen.
Yeah.
The Knicks a couple of years ago when it looked like they had something, and it's like, oh yeah, but OG got hurt, Brunson gets hurt. And it's like, yeah, shit changes really fast in this league.
Really fast.
And if you're the Bucks and you can get in, you make the right tweak, there's got to be a temptation that you can make one last little final push here at a championship.
Then do it.
But what is that move? It's like, I don't think it's out there. I don't think Levine's that.
And that's my point. If it's not like, then do it. And it's not there. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, then that's your answer. That's your answer. But again, that's why I would never want that job.
Talking trade, and of course, people in the chat are reflecting back on the Fox trade like you just were. Modern Mexican says, Fox trade was a disaster. We could have at least gotten Castle back. We didn't have to trade De'Aaron. He was under contract. Yeah, I don't think the Castle thing was ever real, and I know a lot of people disagree with that. I'm just on this. They didn't have to give up Castle to do it. And that was obviously the case.
But the Kings, that's exactly it. The Kings didn't have to.
But they could have gotten some sort of young piece back.
They didn't even have to send him to the place that he wanted to go.
All true.
You know what I mean? It's like you could have just gone and gotten the pieces that you wanted, that you needed.
But you know what? There's nothing we can do about it now. It happened. And now we have to figure out what's next. And what's next is trying to move off some of these guys as fast as you can to make the right move. It's not just to make a move. And I know if we get to next Thursday and the Kings don't make a move.
Oh my, it's like, I almost like throw up.
I'm just going to say, and this is not based on any intel. Okay. I'm not over here like James Ham dropping things. Like I'm not a reporter. It's just my opinion. If that you prepare yourself for the possibility.
Yeah.
I mean, you've been hyped up for, you guys have been hyped up for trade deadlines in the past, right? Think back last year. Think back the year before. You know, you're like, oh, I'm going to get Siakam. It's like, no. Robin Lopez. Was it that year? I don't know. I could be making it up. It's all blurred together.
It blends together because it was all the same.
You're going to get OG or Pascal Siakam.
It was nothing.
No, you get nothing, dude. Yeah, so that's all I'm saying is be prepared for that.
No, and honestly, every single time you do say that, it brings me back. It hurts. Like I kind of like throw up in my mouth a little bit and everything and feel very sick. And I don't like it. But it brings me back to reality of like, yeah, it
seems harder than ever to make trades in this league because of the restrictions in place for some of these teams. And then you're trying to be like, okay, if this team doesn't want to do that, I can help out by getting a third team. And that just complicates things.
It seems harder than ever to be a Kings fan and stay in place. And that's also,
I know,
like,
but you have to have a big picture mindset. Like they've got the third worst record in the league right now. You hope that you get like a top 5 pick. And to be honest, seeing this draft, watching some college basketball, this draft is really deep. You can get a really good player. We're watching AJ last night. AJ didn't have his best game last night against Arizona.
No,
but he still got to his spots, and I still like that guy a lot. I'm also liking Cam Boozer.
Sure.
He didn't have a great game last night either, but they're also reminder.
What?
Reminder.
Yeah, why are we playing?
AJ Debonsa.
What?
Darren Peterson.
Please stop.
January 31st.
Oh, that's Saturday.
Yeah, BYU Kansas.
Shit.
There's a lot of talent in this draft, so
okay.
Hopefully get a good pick, and then that's a process. I don't know.
Hopefully early.
Yeah.
Love me an early college game. No, and you're right. And it's like, but you also see, high draft picks throughout the years. It's just about.
Well, that's the other thing too.
Evaluating talent the right way.
We get so hyped up about this stuff.
Yes.
And I'm like, dude, these are the top 5. And then you see where SGA gets drafted. You know, you see where Steph or Giannis or Jokic, and you're just like, okay, well, we spend so much time obsessing, like, this is the guy. Now, I will say this draft class in particular,
I know, is
you've
being
seen
described. And if you use your eyes, you like, yes.
It's really strong.
It
This
is.
freshman class is outrageous. There's a lot of talent. And I think there's a talent that people aren't spending enough time talking about. Like, I've had to check myself a little bit going, dude, I got to get past just AJ, Cam, Caleb Wilson, and Darren Peterson. Like, there's other guys in this draft that could be really, really good players.
Yeah.
So
very true. Stay open to it all.
Yeah.
What?
Just laughing, man.
Just all of this.
We were sitting at the NBC studios today before the Kings game. We're sitting in. There's 2 studios there. You got Studio A, which is the big studio. All right. I don't even know if you guys can tell the difference if you watch pre and post game, but there's another studio that's definitely smaller. You'll notice it because we kind of just stay at the desk. Studio A, we move around. The point is, we're sitting in Studio A at the desk before the show, and I turn around, I see a graphic, and behind me, it's like Russell Westbrook and DeMar DeRozan
Oh, yeah.
on one side, and then they had like the matchup tonight where it was like Brunson and Cat. And I turn to Morgan, I'm like, could you imagine 4 years ago, 4 years ago, going, hey, dude, it's going to be DeMar DeRozan and Russell Westbrook
In a
right
Kings
there in a
jersey.
Kings jersey. I would have told that person, like, you are an idiot.
You're high.
You're a dumb YouTube commenter.
Yeah.
Right? You're a troll. Like, what are you doing? And what do you know?
It's pretty bizarre.
Isn't it crazy how it can change fast? And that's what my whole point. It can change fast either way.
Just like revisiting that.
I'm telling you, and maybe because I'm at the stage of this is just where we're living at the moment at 12-36. 48 games in the season, 12-36. Last year at this time, through 36 games. Here's a little trivia for you. Through 36 games, through 48 games.
Yeah.
Okay? Through 48 games, the Kings are 24-24. They had just lost to OKC smacked in De'Aaron Fox's last game as a King. It was the same night as the Luka trade, by the way, too. Isn't that crazy? A lot of little history there. Anyway, it can change really, really fast. And I don't know. I guess my perspective is like, you know, in some ways, I am glad they're 12-36 versus they're healthy and they have 21 wins and they're going to be a late lottery pick again. You know, it's sometimes it has to get really bad before it gets good.
It's true.
And yeah, we've been stuck. We had a couple of good years here that was fun, but then you get stuck in the middle and then you're just kind of mid all the time. And now it's like they're bad. It's going to be bad next year.
Mid is boring.
Right.
Mid is boring. Like, and that's why even this year, like game after game, it's funny, especially when you and I are doing post games together. We'll always come on and, you know, our producers will be like, oh, you know, we'll hit on like this player. They don't really give us angles of you're going to hit on this player doing this. Like, it's just kind of, they know that we can just flow, right? Like, we know, we watch the game, we're completely locked in, all the things. Deuce and I always just start cooking after these post-game shows about everything. And then we go off on tangents and all these things. And I always laugh because I'm always like, man, what are we going to talk about after? And then we just flow.
There's always something to talk about.
There's always something, like, even when the game is boring, even when the game is flat, even when it feels like there's no hope. And it's like, yeah, at the end of the day, you're watching basketball, even when you're watching, like, and talking about the other team, even the Knicks looked bad tonight and they were boring me. But that to me was a conversation to have. And so anyway, yeah, there's always something.
It's going to be okay.
Hey, it's going to be all right, kid.
You're not going to feel any lower this year.
Well, that's good. I don't think I could.
With this team. I mean, what could honestly make you feel lower? And don't get extreme on me. Okay, I'm talking about, like, honestly. Like, on the court. It is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Just get a good pick. Nail the pick, and let's have some hope. God, let me go into the Summer League next year. Like, oh my God, I might lose my mind.
You lose your mind?
Yeah, it's like, oh my God, AJ.
You need to let go of that. I feel like you're getting too attached to that.
Not.
Okay.
That's why I'm starting to move on to other players because I want to be well-rounded in our draft coverage.
Look at you maturing.
We're gonna
right
have
in
so
front
much
of our
draft
eyes.
coverage.
It's not even funny.
It might be a lot of me by myself though, because
No.
you're going to be on the road with the Valks.
Well, yeah.
Go Valks.
Go Valks.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, we'll figure that all out. Our shows, no, only one show. Thursday after the Sixers.
Yeah.
We'll be in San Francisco.
Yeah, Thursday, because we're staying. It's a back-to-back Thursday, Friday. Next up for the Kings, it's the Sixers who won tonight. After getting clapped by the Hornets, they beat the Bucks tonight. Paul George with a monster game, by the way, 32 points.
Crazy.
So
look at him getting shit done.
The Kings on this road trip have the Sixers, the Celtics, and they cap things off with the Washington Wizards, who just called up Skal Labissiere.
Revenge game.
Dude, could you imagine? Kings, Wizards, Labissiere, and Bagley combined for 45. Oh, I'm already mentally prepared for the Wizards game because I know what's happening. I can tell you, spoiler alert.
What's the spoiler?
Chris Middleton, no one's going to play. They might even sit one of their talented young guys, just like, dude, yeah, he's got a rust, he's got a sore, whatever, because they do not want to win that game. They won tonight, though. They beat the Blazers tonight, and I was looking at their schedule. They will not be on a back-to-back for the Kings game coming up, but Washington beat Portland tonight 115 to 111. Chris Middleton, 19.6 rebounds, 5 assists in just 27 minutes. He's not playing that.
No.
They'll play.
No.
They're gonna sit Alex Sarr too.
You think?
Yeah.
Damn.
Scalabrine played 3 minutes tonight, and Bagley did not play. I don't know what his status is. Anyway.
Huh.
All right. Final thoughts. This was a fun one.
I always have fun.
Yeah, that's what you have to do.
No, it's true. It's like at the end of the day, how cool is it that we, all of us, you guys, join together to talk some hoops?
Slight observation, not a big deal.
Yeah.
But I noticed tonight I adjusted like this, and then you adjusted, and then just now I sat up straight and you sat up straight.
Was I looking at you when you did it?
I don't know. It just feels like you're like copying me. Okay. We appreciate you guys so much. We love you, but we got to go.
You all have a wonderful rest of your night. See ya.
Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo. They tell you what they know. Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo. The podcast that you know. Deuce